Beloved brothers and sisters, today is no ordinary day. It is a kairos moment, a divine appointment. A time to encounter the living God in a way that changes us forever. Not a passing inspiration, not a fleeting altar call, but a life-altering, once and for all invitation into something greater. The fullness of union with the Father through Jesus Christ. In John chapter 16:23-24, Jesus said, "In that day you will ask me nothing. Most assuredly, I say to you, whatever you ask the Father in my name he will give you. Until now you have asked nothing in my name. Ask, and you will receive, that your joy may be full." Jesus spoke of a coming reality, a day when the distinction between us and him is dissolved. A day when his life flows so completely in us that our asking ceases. Because his will becomes our will. What does this mean for us? It means leaving behind the life of independence, of striving to serve God in our own strength. It means moving beyond well-meaning efforts and stepping into resurrection life, where Christ lives fully in and through us. Think about Jesus' relationship with the Father. In John chapter 5:19, he said, "The Son can do nothing by himself. He can do only what he sees his Father doing." Jesus lived in perfect union with the Father, not as a puppet, but as the perfect Son. His life was not diminished by this union, instead, it was glorified. His words were the Father's words. His actions were the Father's actions. And now, he calls us into the same union. This is not a theoretical idea. It is the essence of sonship. Romans chapter 8:14-17 reminds us, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God." The Spirit himself testifies with our spirit that we are God's children. Now if we are children, then we are heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ. If indeed we share in his sufferings, in order that we may also share in his glory. The path to sonship is through resurrection. But resurrection cannot come without death. It requires the breaking of the alabaster box, the pouring out of everything we hold dear, even the good things. It demands the death of our self-reliance, our ambitions, and even our religious striving. Only then can the fragrance of his life fill the room. Consider the woman with the alabaster jar in Matthew chapter 26:6-13. Her act of breaking the jar and pouring out its precious contents was misunderstood and criticized. Yet Jesus said, "Wherever this gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told, in memory of her." Why? Because her act embodied the heart of the gospel, a total surrender that releases the life of Christ. This is the invitation today, to die to the old life and step into the new. Colossians 3:3 says, "For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God." It is a life of complete dependence on him, where his wisdom becomes our wisdom, his love our love, his strength our strength. But let me be clear, this path is not easy. It is marked by the cross. It means moments when we feel abandoned, as Jesus did on the cross when he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Matthew chapter 27:46. Yet even in that moment, Jesus trusted the Father. And so must we. This is not a call to a more comfortable Christianity. It is a call to glory, the glory of living as sons and daughters of the Most High, entrusted with his authority, his power, and his purposes. It is the call to rise in resurrection life and become the vessels through which God brings his kingdom on earth. Ezekiel chapter 37 paints a picture of this resurrection life. In the valley of dry bones, God commands the prophet to speak life into the lifeless. And as he obeys, the Spirit breathes, and the bones rise as a mighty army. This is what God desires to do through us, to breathe his life into the dead places of the world, through the sons and daughters who are wholly his. So, what will your response be today? This is not a moment to hesitate or hold back. The Father is waiting to declare the decree, "You are my Son. Today, I have become your Father," Psalm 2:7. He is waiting for you to say, "Enough of living for myself. Enough of striving. I surrender all." If you come forward today, it is not to receive a temporary blessing. It is to receive his life in its fullness. To leave behind the old and step into the new. This is the end of striving and the beginning of rest. The end of your life as a separate entity and the beginning of union with him. Will you trust him with your alabaster jar? Will you allow him to break it, to pour out everything, so that his fragrance fills not just your life, but the world around you? This is your kairos moment. Do not let it pass. Come forward, lay down your life, and take up His. This is not just an invitation, it is a call to become who you were created to be. A son or daughter of the living God, walking in His power, His love, and His resurrection life. Amen.